Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting adventure with Doug Goes Places. Today, Monet and I are taking a KLM Business Class flight from Amsterdam to Chicago. The trip started very early from Paris, France. We took a bullet train from Paris's Gare du Nord and went all the way to Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport. The plan was to get to the airport early and check out KLM's flagship business class lounge, but our bullet train turned out to be very slow and we were very late and only had time for a quick cappuccino. We were able to book these seats for about $250 each, plus points. So if you'd like to learn more about how you can do this too, drop a comment and I'd be happy to help. Today, we're sitting in seats row 1, D and G, right in the front of the plane. I like these bulkhead seats because they give you a little bit of extra room. KLM's business class seats are set up in a reverse herringbone pattern in a 1-2-1. Waiting for us at our seats were a blanket, a pillow, a water bottle, and an amenity kit, and shortly after, they came around with our first glasses of champagne. Like I mentioned, the bulkhead seats give you a little bit of extra room, but in general, these seats are massive to begin with, and you have plenty of space and storage. This is an older KLM aircraft, but some of the newer business class setups have a built-in massager into the backrest, as well as a privacy screen for the aisle, which is pretty awesome. For the entertainment setup, you have your standard noise-canceling headphones, a wired mini screen controller, and a pretty sizable screen with tons of movies, TV shows, and game options. I, of course, had to watch Lord of the Rings, but I did start out with the new Indiana Jones. In this seat, there were also a bunch of power options. You had a couple of USB ports as well as a full power charger if you wanted to plug in like a laptop or a lamp or something. The amenity kits on the KLM flights are made by Rituals and are pretty standard, bare bones, but nice. In this kit, it included a couple different lotions, some lip balm, a tooth care kit, as well as socks and an eye mask. Now, digging into the menu, I love the food options on KLM, and I really do think that this airline has some of the best food out of all business class options. On this flight, we were served dinner, and then a few hours later before landing, a light meal, which was, I guess, like a brunch. There were plenty of drink options as well, from champagne, white wine, red wine, as well as spirits. I always like to get a Bowls cocktail when I fly KLM. So a few minutes after takeoff, they started the dinner service with champagne and juice and came around with our first appetizer, which was some Dutch cheese. After our first glass of champagne and the amuse-bouche, they came around to set our tables, to give us cutlery, more drinks, and take our dinner order. The first course started out with a beef carpaccio, which is crazy to have on a plane and was really good. It also came with a side salad with some balsamic vinaigrette dressing and a very warm ciabatta roll. And I paired this first course with a nice glass of Spanish bobal. After the first course, they came around to take our drink orders again, and this is where I had a chance to have the Bowls cocktail. If you haven't had one, it's like a Negroni, but with Dutch gin, and it's amazing. For the main course, we had a choice between a vegetarian stroganoff, a salmon, and KLM's signature tasting of delicacies. Today's delicacies were 3 different types of curry with Thai chicken, cod, as well as some vegetables and some jasmine rice. All of this was amazing, and I love the way they serve it in these Delft Blue dishes. For dessert, we had a choice between a sweet dessert or cheese. I obviously went with the cheese, but afterwards they came around with these Dutch chocolates and espresso. A quick look at the lavatories before bedtime. Not much to say about these. They're pretty standard and a little bit small, but they do have some nice amenities: body mist, lotion, and hair gel. This was a daytime flight and not the longest long-haul flight, so didn't need to get that much sleep, but I definitely wanted to give these lay flat seats a whirl. After a couple hours of nap time, we were only a few hours out from Chicago, so wanted to get up to stretch my legs as well as to check out the snack situation, which included my favorite stroopwafels. About an hour before landing, they came around with our final meal, which was all kind of random. The main was a poke bowl with salmon and vegetables. The side dish was a ravioli dish with ragu and ciabatta roll. And then for dessert was this creamy chocolate pastry. It was all very good, but I just thought it was a really random pairing. And then lastly, I had an espresso before we landed. For a final gift from KLM, they came around with these little Delft blue houses filled with Bols gin. These bottles are all modeled after real buildings in the Dutch kingdom. I love that KLM does this. Overall, flight was a 10 out of 10, would definitely fly KLM again. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more videos on travel and flights like this. Peace!